Get the show on the road.
Oh, boy.
Okay, moment of truth. How do I sound, Eric? Is it good for you?
It's wonderful. Way to plug your microphone in.
So yeah, folks, I'm sorry for the last few weeks. My microphone cord was half plugged in. I didn't realize. I need someone here to help me with this, okay? I need an intern.
Joe Dog, you want to tell him?
No. There, it's off. It's fucking off, Eric. The music's off.
It sounds terrible again.
Oh, no, everything's fine now. The cords are all plugged in.
Oh, okay.
And again, it sounds fine over here. Everything sounds clean.
Morning.
It's fine.
Oh, and we're.
Oh, there you go. Now it sounds good, right?
Old school. Shut up,
bad.
Rex.
Does it sound good?
No, it sounds good.
What?
Oh my God. Oh, he's done. He's done. The headset is off.
It's officially summer.
It's real hot in your room there.
Yeah, I'm dying.
It was hot in your room in September, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Get an air conditioning unit.
That's too loud. You're already complaining about the sound. Now it's gonna be
perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. Right
now it sounds great.
It's okay. So before it was because again, like I said, the music was playing. So when it goes for some reason at the same time, Zoom. Maybe I'll look at different like platforms. Maybe we can try StreamYard.
That's what Eddie uses for Pro Wrestling 365.
Yeah, maybe we'll try that. See if that makes any difference. But otherwise, we did intro
that's
Jim,
what
right?
Eddie uses. Let's just use.
Well, I tried to, but you wouldn't shut up.
Okay, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We are joined by old school. We just said Jim 1,000 times.
What is Jim of which you speak?
Yeah. Well, Jim, your post is Jim.
Yeah, I know. Everybody knows.
Yeah,
no big secret.
It's a poorly kept. Eddington James.
Eddington
old school.
James. A tribute to my dad.
Is that what it is?
Is that what it's from?
My real name is James Eddington Conley, and my dad is Eddington Conley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Jameson Eddington Conley.
There's a story.
Wow. You sound like a war general in a history book.
Well, since the last time I came here, there's a change. I'm not sure what it is, but there seems to be a change in the crew. As he and Rex, I'm so disappointed because the last time I was on, this is for the visual people, the people that can afford the money to watch us. Because last time I was wearing the outfit you were wearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But today, Eric and Rex should recognize this outfit.
I do very much.
I don't think Joe Dog was there, but yeah.
Let's not name the event because it's very sad.
I won't name the event because it's a sad affair at this point in time. However, there was a certain formal event that Rex and I went to, and the gentleman who was the featured wore a bow tie, and unfortunately, I had worn a bow tie too. So I took it off in respect of the person that this event was happening, and I wore this outfit, this exact outfit. Sadly, Rex wore the identical outfit. So we basically looked like an act on Ed Sullivan. And for you young people, that was a TV show on your television machine.
You guys look like a softball team matching uniform.
More like a trapeze act, I thought. But.
I thought we looked like we were the service. Like that's what we looked like.
You guys look good. What do you guys look good? There's pictures from that night. It was fantastic.
You could have started parking people's cars for them and stuff.
We could have.
There's no such thing as a valet in Port Colborne. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's true. Here's a fun little fact. Whenever I referee, they chant, "You're not old school."
And you're not. And you're not. So there you go.
I'm not, and I'm not.
I'm not Joe Dog, and Joe Dog is the master of all trades.
Well,
I think it's because you're a vegan and you referee in Converse shoes. That's why they call you not old school. It's just.
I have when I wrestle as heel, I have 3 go-tos if I need to make fun of the referee, and one of them is telling them that somebody in the crowd could do better than them. The other one is you're worse than Turnip. And the third one is get out of the ring and bring old school in here. He's better than you. Those are my 3 when I have to make fun of the referee.
There's a tier there. There's a tier.
That legitimately happened in a match with Josh Alexander in Guelph. the crowd was saying, I did a 1-2, and they were like, "Oh, that was terrible, ref. Go get old school." And Josh pulled me aside and he said, legitimately, "You should go get old school. It'd be hilarious. Think of the pop." But I didn't. I thought he was joking, so I didn't do it. And then afterwards, he's like, "No, man, I was telling you, go and get old school, bring him out, and then like you just like hang your head and walk to the back." And I was like, "Oh my god, I should have did that." So,
and I would have had a nervous breakdown because I didn't know the finish. And
the before all the the lockdowns and stuff started, I pitched an idea to old school where he would train me how to ref and like the chase a chicken videos, like we do little montages, and then I would become middle school and he would be old school, and then he would train me how to be.
And we'd be going like work for one joke.
Yeah. Seriously,
and a pretty meh joke to me.
Yeah. So we could have like posters be back to back or whatever.
It's not even the right thing though. Like you would be new school.
You would be new school, not
everybody
because I'm not like 16. That would be new school.
Yeah, everybody pitches new school, but I hadn't heard middle school before.
I'm middle-aged.
That's because you're not high school. You're old school. It's not elementary school, middle school,
Eric,
and high school. It's
you could be middle. You could be middle-aged.
Yeah, Eric, you could be high.
You could be high school.
All right. That was funny, but I set you up for the joke.
Yeah, you did. You did.
So can we get the Pretty Ricky stuff out of the way? So it's
I guess.
I was waiting for this. I'm sitting with bated breath all afternoon.
As were a few other folks that I've gotten messages from in the comments section, blew up on the video. It hit me like we already said for weeks that this is going to be a pre-taped video for sure. He's not actually coming, and it's going to be. And then as soon as I made sure I opened their YouTube page as I got closer to 4:30. And sure enough, about 10 minutes before, it came up with a thing saying premiering in 10 minutes. And there's like a countdown thing right after a while. And as soon as you see premiering, like a video's premiering on YouTube, that means it's a pre-recorded video. It's not live. You can't do that for a live feed. So
really?
So I knew right away. I'm like, oh, it's a pre-tape for sure. And so it was all a swerve, as we predicted. They went a different direction with it than I thought. I thought it would be someone dressed as me. They beat him up, do whatever, embarrass him.
You weren't even mentioned. He didn't even say your name.
I didn't even watch. What did they do?
It was a death match, cinematic match between Hardbody and Pretty Ricky. So what had happened was they just used me to get more people interested in it to watch their death match between those two, which I gotta say, I kind of respect it. I kind of got
like 3 extra people to watch by using it.
It's I don't know, man. Like they've tried to do things together all the time, and it's always a flop. This one had a lot of people tuning in, but the problem is, I think everyone who tuned in was expecting something. So I even told them I sent a Hardbody message. I said it was a great little video you guys made, but I mean it's kind of tainted by the fact that you swerved everybody who was watching it.
Yeah.
So like a lot of them either tuned out or watched it and we're like, what the where's the match? Where's the fight between Pretty Ricky and Rex?
Did Ricky come to your house at all then, or was that all fake too?
I was debating whether or not to drop that information. Yeah, he came to my house.
So he was there and didn't even take a selfie with you to say like, hey, I'm here. Well, at least
it was kind of funny. He showed up out front of my house around 4:32 p.m. And I thought, okay, here we go. I go outside. I'm not super eager about doing this, but I'm like, you know what? It's good. It'll be good content. I'm not thrilled my neighbors are going to see me, fighting in my front yard. But yeah, so I sneak up beside his vehicle and I see it's him and his girlfriend sitting in there and he's taping his fists. And I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm just going to jump him. And I just pull his car door open and he literally goes, oh, Jesus, fuck. And he like turns and he's got a toy gun in his hand. He's pointing it at me. And I just burst out laughing.
I wish someone was filming that.
As soon as I seen that and I seen his reaction, I was like, I should have had my phone out as I was sneaking up to get it.
Okay. But follow-up question, why the taping of the wrist and why the fake gun if he wasn't even going to video that he's at your house?
I think he was trying to rib me. Like, let's see what Rex does. Because he sent me a message earlier today saying, what's your address? And I just laughed. Because he's been here a million times. He can't remember how to get here. And then when I sent it, he goes, oh my God, I can't believe you actually sent it. And that was a big red flag. I was like, oh, you were never coming here. You were never coming here. So he only came, his girl, like they got out of the car and I was like, so you guys came here for nothing? And she goes, well, it was a really nice drive. Like they just were out of the house having.
Can I just say how amazing it is? Like, let's just say for a second, forget the wrestling thing. Let's pretend that was shoot. Could you imagine? He goes on all these podcasts. I'm going to kick Rex's butt, blah, blah. And then he messages you, hey, what's your address so I can come beat you up? Like there's got to be a more professional way to find out the person that you're going to go mug or whatever, find out their address than like, hey, it's kind of like, have you ever got like an email from somebody that says like, hey, I'm married. What's your address so I can send you an invitation? And I'm like, just send it here. Like, you don't need to send me one in the mail. Like, we're already talking. I send you my address. You can mail me one. You could literally say we're getting married. It's this day, and I'll write it down. I don't need. Anyway,
that's not formal though.
Yeah, you got to do the formal. The ladies like to do the formal.
Oh, so a Facebook message saying what's your address? That's formal enough for Eric. But like
sometimes it's a text message.
You know what? What's your address, Eric? I'm coming to kick your ass.
I would never give you my address. I don't want you anywhere near my home.
Anyways,
what if I had Percocet?
Oh yeah, no, come on over.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
I'm going to say something here and then bring this back full circle to Pretty Ricky. I got a message from Matt Lees. Do you remember Matt Lees?
Yes.
Yeah, we just talked about him.
Yeah.
So he subscribed to the Patreon. Listens to the show all the time. Haven't seen him in forever. But he's asked me to call somebody what could be an offensive word.
Ooh, me too. Is it maybe it's the same person? Let's say it at the same time.
Well, he never told me I had to call a certain person this. So I'm just going to go ahead for on behalf of Matt Lees, myself, everybody here at Good Brother Morning, Pretty Ricky, Tomer Shalom, and MC Hardbody. You guys are cunts. That was for Matt Lees.
And as a follow-up, I have a shout out for Matt Lees. Jeff Black, you're a cunt as well.
Oh, he specified Jeff Black. That's hilarious.
This time he actually told me who to. I think because he doesn't he probably knows that I only really have Jeff. Like I'm only
you have
here
one
because,
friend. I get it.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
anyway.
on the heels of this of Pretty Ricky versus Rex that didn't happen. I don't know what's going to happen with it. Probably nothing. But there's another event that I was waiting to promote.
Is it going to happen?
And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. This is not an event ran by the Black Bald Podcast. This is a Good Brother Morning event that we've been planning. And this event is definitely going to happen. It's definitely going to have a payoff, a video that a live feed that you guys can all see and watch and understand. And it's not going to be a swerve. We're saying one thing, and that's what it's going to be. Eric.
Yes.
I've challenged you before. You said you would accept. I'm here to formally challenge you June 13th to a one-on-one basketball game.
Yes, I accept.
Where?
I believe it's going to be here in Niagara Falls. Brendon is going to he's going to be filming it, I think, as well for his Patreon. We'll be filming it. But
what's going to be very special about this is he's bringing the basketball with the shack hand that the ambulance ran over when my dad died.
Yes.
Poor old school.
So just listen to this is Brendon. It was his last podcast was featuring us. It was a Dead Father Morning episode. I can't remember what he called it. Matching Dead Dads or something.
Something like that.
So it was an episode where we all talk about our dead dads. And Jim, you're vaccinated now, aren't you?
Yes, I was just going to say. I just want to say one more thing. In conclusion, fuck Tomer, fuck Hardbody, and fuck Ricky. And we're glad to have Old School here. Fuck all those guys. The only guy we care about is Old School because he's the man. We love you.
Old School. He's not a cunt.
Oh, that's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt.
Yeah. Old School, not a cunt. So Old School. Now that you're vaccinated, does this mean that you could maybe come see us, hang out, referee our basketball match? Yeah.
Well, I was talking to my buddy Orangeville Bill, who I think most of you have met. I was telling him the last time I went out for a drive past Barrie was I went to Niagara Falls to see Louis C.K. a year ago, January.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I sat with Hacker and Mello, which was an odd combination, but it was fun.
Yeah, you could do the tip off for the basketball game. You could do the throw the ball.
Oh God, you want Rex and I to jump? We're just gonna check the ball.
I love basketball.
Yeah,
I was already thinking that because I knew we had you on today. Obviously, you're the most I think, notable referee in the area and the guy that we're most friends with. So if you want to come down for that, we'd be more than happy to have a celebrity referee for our game.
Well, I will check my my calendar, which has been blank for 13 months.
I'll have half my vaccination by then.
Yeah, I will as well. Yeah, I'll be half vaccinated.
Yeah. No, I'm one vaccination. So yeah, that sounds good. I'll jot that down afterwards. It'll just remind me of the date, June something or other.
Yeah, the last stand up,
so, yeah.
the last stand up I did, excluding the Tailgate Talent Show TV show I was on, the last stand up I did, I wore my old school T-shirt. I think I sent you a picture.
Yeah, you did. It was awesome.
Yeah, because I'm like, I need a little bit of confidence boost. How am I going to get that? And I'm like, that's going to be from old school, because you've always been very encouraging of not just me, but a lot of people. You're like, hey, follow your dreams and go. And be
all of you become famous except me, so it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not famous.
Way to go, Josh.
Yeah.
Nice. Need a ref?
Yeah, no doubt.
No, he's great.
That's good. I saw you commented on the Tyler Turva episode. You said that was the first time you've heard an interview from him.
Honestly, I'm I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I'm being very honest with you guys. I listen to Coronet, 20 minutes of that. I know.
No, I listen to it too.
Bitter old guy, but I agree with half the stuff he says.
I listen to it too because he's so funny, and I think a lot of this. I don't agree with everything, but a lot of the stuff he says, I think, is correct.
Yeah, even though you enjoy it, like I love AEW.
Yeah,
I love it. I love AEW.
But some people get so mad at Cornette.
Or when Corderas talks, I go, "Yeah, you're right too." Like you are right. You can criticize it too. But and I have no idea what we were talking about before.
Turva.
Oh, Turva, yeah. So I listened to that one because I've known Tyler for a long time, Double T. I've known him forever. And I love the questions you asked, like the idea that he only wrestles two guys, which just is, I laughed so loud on that. I don't really laugh out loud, but yeah, you wrestled Cody and Tyson, and I just killed myself laughing. It's not even an inside joke. Any intelligent fan.
No, I think that Diener and Turva could have a blindfolded match where it's not even like reaching, like they could just run everything.
Yeah, and they're all
each other so many times.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a really, when we talk about the top wrestler, I mean, in my humble opinion, I've been a big Josh fan, and I put him over every time. Like he's always my first go-to when I say who's the elite. Because Cody and Tyson get mentioned by everybody, and we all know. But Turva never gets mentioned in that, and I just go, when was the last time you ever saw a Turva match that was bad?
Yeah.
And he was talking about that MCW show, which I refed, and he was wrestling some guys who, and I can't remember exactly who he worked, but it wasn't Cody or Tyson. So it was interesting.
Was it me?
The match. Pardon me?
Was it me when he faked the knee injury?
No,
and left the fatal four-way?
No, I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody like not green, but somebody not as experienced. And the way he called the match and went through it with them, and he was very firm, and he reminded me of working with Tyson and Cody, because they have they make you work to their level. And even as a referee, I have to work up when I work with those guys, because I have to listen to, because they're so meticulous about their matches. And I noticed that Turva has that same kind of mentality, that same kind of work ethic. And you're right, he doesn't work, weaker guys very often. So it was interesting to see him do that and come to MCW. And I was totally shocked when he walked in the door, because I'm used to him. You mentioned Rock Solid. I worked for them for a long, long time. So I did a lot of matches with Tyler. And the best one I ever worked with Turva was we did a random show in Midland for, I won't say who, but it was a random show in Midland. And he gets to work Tatanka.
Oh,
and he's holding me going, oh my God, this is the end of my career. This is going to be awesome. And we went out, and I won't use Meltzer's, 5-star match, but it was like a 3.5, 4-star match. Like, it was really good. And afterwards, Turva was going, that was amazing. He said Tatanka worked his ass off, and it was
Tatanka can go.
But it was, but we didn't realize we were going, we just didn't know. So it was
he's
like,
one of those. He's one of those guys. He's like Gangrel. Like they want to go. Dave, I call him Dave. They want to go. They want
we're
to
not
go
close.
hard.
I call him Gangrel. I referenced him many times. But
Gangrel
kill me.
Gangrel drank Eazy-E's Diet Coke, just so everybody knows.
He did, yeah.
But it wasn't his fault. He
No.
was like,
He got ribbed.
Whose Diet Coke is this? Then I think, was it Eddie?
No, it was Lenny. It was a double rib. It was a
Lenny's
rib on
like,
Gangrel and me.
Yeah, Lenny's like, oh no, actually, we just bought that for anybody. You can have it if you want. And he's like, okay, and he fucking opens it up, and then Eric
as
comes
I'm
back
walking into the locker room, and I'm like, is that mine? And he goes, oh, sorry, man. And he caps it like, just have it. It's okay.
At least he didn't spit it like the blood gimmick and spit it.
No. But yeah, no, there's a few people who, like a few of those old school guys who really want to go hard.
I think even Bushwhacker Luke,
he's crazy too.
He I remember Jeff telling me that he did a barbed wire match with him or something, and he's like, you don't have to do that. You can just do the arms and do the Bushwhacker stuff and lick people like you've already.
That was right up his alley though. Like that's how those guys got as big as they were way back. They were the first ones to be doing hardcore wrestling way back in the 60s.
Sheep herders, yeah,
they were barbarians.
I saw them when they were at All-Star Wrestling in Vancouver and Stampede back in the 70s. Wow. But they were the sheep herders, and they were tough as nails. There was no comedy. It's like Santino's. Like there was no comedy when I worked with him on the Indies. Like he was not
I already hates comedy. I don't think. But he did it for the Fed because that's.
Well, I think he sees the like you can't. As much as I love Josh Alexander, I don't know if you could have like back to back Josh Alexander matches every time because they're just too intense. You got to have some.
I don't know. Watch ROH or New Japan or.
Maybe. Well, that's why I don't though, is because it is back to back.
Yeah, you got to have.
I can't handle too much of it.
You got to have a
PWG is like that, man. PWG.
Did you see Josh Alexander?
No, I think PWG isn't like that. I think there is a good mix of intense wrestling and comedy and silliness, and like it's kind of got like a wave to it where it kind of goes all over.
But by the end of the night, the fans are exhausted.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
By the time that main event comes on, like they're so into everything. It's like being at ROH.
Yeah, ROH is a 4-hour marathon, and I can't.
I love it though.
Well, I used to like it, but
huge fan.
I was thinking about that the other day. The best match I think I've ever seen live was Nigel McGuinness and I can't remember what his name is this week. Daniel Bryanson, Brian Danielson, Daniel Bryan. I don't know what his name is. In some barn thing in Markham or so. I don't know where the hell it was when ROH was before it established a venue. And it was just an amazing match. But, like my friend Orangeville Bill and I go to these shows and we're always yelling, get a gun, shoot the guy. Because there's no way you can pin anybody.
Yeah.
Double suplex, triple.
It's got to be the Canadian Destroyer.
Pin the guy. So I don't know, but yeah, you're right. After a night of that, I loved Joe Dog. You're exhausted. You're just exhausted from watching those shows.
Josh Alexander was on the last Botchamania I watched, but he's so good that he didn't botch in it. He was just on it. And what happened was the Impact announcer was pumping his micro brawler. You see how Josh has a micro brawler now, action figure? And they said, his opponent, I can't remember who they were saying it was, but his opponent is jealous that Josh has one and he doesn't. And immediately the graphic came up with that guy's micro brawler. And they're like, the other announcer's like, well, actually he does have one. It's available now at the, and they're like, oh, really? So it like totally squashed he was trying to pitch like the reason he's beating up Josh is because Josh is action figure and he does it, and they're like, nah, actually they're available. It's
a terrible reason to wrestle someone is because you don't have a micro brawl.
Somebody stole Bret Hart's jacket one time and they wrestled it. In that WrestleMania, didn't Edge and Booker T wrestle over shampoo?
I don't know, but did you see the picture of Josh Alexander decked out in the Bret Hart shirt and shorts?
No,
I did see
as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh my God, Joe's gonna mark even harder than he normally does."
Yeah, that's like a double whammy for me. That's like a double whammy. That's like I'd have to take stuff. If I take that picture, I'd have to decide: do I put it on my Brett display or my Josh display? Like,
see, son of a bitch, you stole the joke. I was gonna say, did you put the Josh Alexander shrine beside the Bret Hart shrine?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes. Oh no.
So upset. Old school. Have you refereed outside of Ontario?
Once.
Where?
That was a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, I guess now, in Vegas.
Oh,
Battle Royal.
Cauliflower Alley?
Cauliflower Alley. I did the Battle Royal.
Cool.
They had a set bunch of referees. So I just brought my gear just in case. And it featured some good guys in it. I was able to make Hacker happy because Hacker was trying to think of a guy's name, the Ric Flair imitator. And I went, oh, Paul Lee? And he said, yeah. And he said, oh, I got to ref him in the Battle Royal. So it was him and a guy named Gallo, who's just huge. And listen for that name because he was really good. And there was a couple of guys in there that I don't know how to say this, TC, Asian.
Oh,
the guy with the mask, the funny guy. I can't think of his name. He came to Ontario a while ago, but
no, you can't say
if
that.
you said his name, I would remember it, but I don't know.
When you said Ric Flair impersonator, I thought you were talking about Terry Taylor.
I thought he was talking.
Good one.
Yeah, Rex and I were supposed to go to Cauliflower Alley like 2 years, like the first time it got canceled because of COVID.
Last year.
Yeah.
Is it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people in Ontario tell me they're going to go.
Well,
hey, we were booked. We had everything booked.
Yeah,
I remember you did. I didn't know Eric was coming, but I remember Rex was all excited about it. And like I tell people, the young guys, I said, I don't know if you'll enjoy it. I mean, you make your own fun. It's Vegas. Period.
I love. So
you make your own fun. I sit with the old enhancement workers from the 70s and just sit back and shut my mouth and listen to stories. I've actually had a couple of refs down there too, like James Beard from Texas fame, and I think he does SWF now in the States. I don't know exactly what that is, but it seems to be big. And he did world class back in the day. And he's just a great guy and just a fountain of information. He's like sitting with Jimmy Corderas for a night. I mean, I've sat there where we go to the Red Zone, which is the bar right in the hotel, and after 11, basically it's the Canadians from one coast to the other. And I've actually sat and drank beers with Gene Okerlund and Pat Patterson.
Wow.
You don't think, and Pat Patterson, of course, is Canadian, and he would come over and sit with the slam guys from Quebec, the Bertrand Hubert and those kind of guys. So, and what Patterson used to do is he would pick the mark of the night. So one night I was the mark of the night, and he just lets you have it all night. And there's nothing you can, you just keep your mouth shut, or anything you say. If you try to defend yourself, you are dead, because he is so fast. And then there's a guy, David Boyce, who runs, he does a lot of stuff on the East Coast. And one night he was marking the night, and then it was fun.
Yeah, when you're not the.
I know.
It's funny. We have that same game here. It's Good Brother Morning, and Joe's the mark of the day every single night.
Yeah,
like
it's
every
just
time
me all the time.
Also,
well, you can see why. I mean,
Yeah, but your computer right now, Joe, your camera is coming across very movie-esque to me.
You almost look like a cartoon character.
Like your background is it's vibrant, but almost looks faded. You're right front and center. It's crazy.
You're moving very slow.
Yeah, don't move because that looks terrible.
The more you move, the slower your Wi-Fi
frozen.
gets.
Now you're frozen. So that would be an animated thing called Frozen. Yes, it was a good movie.
Jim, before we get out of here, normally this is where Eric thinks I'm going to say plugs, but no. This basketball game that Eric and I are going to take part in.
Yep.
What do you think? Like, we need an idea here. What are we playing for? What's the bet? Like, what are we? Obviously shaving our heads doesn't matter. I'm already bald.
Percocet.
Yeah.
I'll crush
That's
you.
the only thing common we can think of. Yeah, Joe Dog, good one.
I mean, we could do money. $1,000.
Well, no. Money's fine, but the fans don't care about money. They want to see something happen, right? Like there has to be something on the line. Somebody has to do something. Well, like I was thinking of maybe we could do the cum sock, where like we all jizz into a sock and the guy loses has to take it to the face. That's
way worse than I thought.
That's just one idea.
What do you mean? Is that something that you and your friends did growing up? I've never heard of that.
No, it's a new experience.
Now, who is actually doing the coming here? I mean, I can't.
All of us, everyone.
Because it's going to go yikes, 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 and then dust.
And, oh, wow. And then, but like, if I lose, do I still have to come in the sock and get hit with my own cum?
Yeah, I guess. Where everyone else has come. Yeah, like.
You're like, you know what? Give me a hit of that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It'll just be a cum soup.
Yeah, we could all save it for a week and then like maybe dip it like French toast, and get it saturated and then smack in the face.
I'll tell you, this is I'm not a huge fan.
you guys?
Hey guys, we're just spitballing here. Lots of ideas.
Yeah, we're just cum socking here. We're just cum socking.
Yeah.
Were you guys arguing like who got the most gets or something? Like, what if it turns out that if Eric wins, like now he's the main host for a week or something, and everything.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Please. I will throw the game for that. Yeah, Eric, you want to take charge of getting all the guests? That'd be a fantastic.
I get guests. Don't worry.
No, I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying
one Scotty O'Shea coming up, and Alessandro Del Bruno is going to be on. Don't worry about who I get.
Those are
quality over quantity. No offense to you personally, old school.
But I'm saying we don't have to play for that.
Wow.
I think he's one of our best guests. But
anyways, I love one of my favorite.
I would say that's not like I will let you have that now for free. We don't need to play for that.
No, it's fine. I got the new board ordered. I'll be able to do noises. It's okay.
Wait, you ordered a board?
No, whatever you got.
Yeah, that's not the soundboard. That's $900, not $160.
Well, I don't know. I just sent you money.
Doesn't matter. This is off-air conversation. Anyways, point is, what are we playing for? What's going to happen? What's the loser have to do? What's the winner get? Like, what's the terms?
And Patreon, Patreon subscribers, send us in your suggestions too. Like if you guys, if you have a suggestion, maybe they have to, drink some hot sauce or something.
Well, it doesn't have to be Patreon. I mean, people who listen on Spotify or Apple iTunes could also message us.
Yeah.
Also,
it is hard to top the cum sock.
What if you shave?
Fucking gross. By the way,
what if you shave some of the other guy's pubes, and then the other guy has to eat the guy's shaved pubes?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Once again, I will not be shaving.
It just looks literally like
shaving.
Like Rex would just go and take a little clump, and then Eric has to.
Eddie used to, if we didn't shave our armpits before training, Eddie used to rip our armpit hair out and put it on our tongue. Yeah.
Was he training you to wrestle, or was he?
I'm telling you,
most wrestling schools do that.
He's gone soft. Eddie Osborne, I know you're listening.
So is Jim.
Oh.
That's gross. I like gross ones though. That's fun.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, don't you hate?
Why can't we just be money? Couple thou.
Because the fans don't care.
Yeah, and everybody knows you have
more.
More.
Do I?
Everyone knows you have more money than Rex, so it's like that doesn't matter to you. You're like, oh, I lost a bit of money.
It would be funny though if we did play this game, and then the next week I'm just homeless because I couldn't.
Let's bet our house. It's fine.
Anything for ratings.
Hey, old school, don't you hate when you ask somebody what time it is and they say, oh, it's 1:45, and you're like, just say it's 1:75. Like
75.
Yeah, quarter to
45. There's 60 minutes in an hour.
That'd be like $1.75.
Yeah, you're doing percentages.
That was a request from one of our listeners. He wanted me to see if I could fit that joke in this.
Why is Joe making side deals over here? He's getting paid.
Who is the person that wanted that joke in?
Joe Dog Jallum was
Joe Dog Jallum.
How dare you? Yeah, old school. You and I should just Zoom privately sometime and catch up and talk about, maybe we should get an apartment together and we can.
Oh wow, Joe Dog is trying to start a side podcast.
I didn't say we'd record it. I said we would have a Zoom. We'd catch up and be like, hey, how are you doing?
Clearly, Godrich Wi-Fi doesn't like.
Yeah.
Well, you come to me because I have Wi-Fi here in Elmvale, Ontario.
Joe's pedaling a bike right now to power his Wi-Fi.
It says my internet connection is unstable.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. And on that note, Jim,
wait, who was the person? Who was the person?
It was at Graydon 1993 on
Graydon. Cool.
Yeah, on Instagram at Graydon 1993 from the Dillmania podcast. He wanted me to see if I could squeeze it. He said, I bet you won't do that joke. So I'm like,
yeah, Joe, you don't have to take all the requests. You can just say no to some things.
I don't get a lot of requests, so I do them when I get them.
You're such a loser.
I know.
I'll do all
coming next week. The Dylan Graydon action figure will be up on the wall.
Yeah.
In the new shrine.
Anyway, so we got pubes and cum sock. Okay, so we'll think it over.
We got to start. That's a start.
Also, I do have one more question before we get out of here. The poster that's directly behind you. Who's on that?
Which
not
one?
like under the midgets. It looks like they're all kind of.
can't
I see
say-
I see
Oh,
RJ
Miracle.
City, I think.
This
Yes.
is Greektown.
Is that Joey Janela?
It is Joey Janela. I have
Okay.
refed him along with
Okay,
Penelope
cool.
Ford.
Okay, and RJ City looks like is that Sienna?
It's Sienna. I refed her too.
Okay. And who's right in the middle between RJ and Sienna?
This gentleman is Space Monkey.
Oh, I couldn't tell from there. I was like, is that Honky Tonk Man on there?
No, I can't move my camera very much, so
Oh, that's okay.
I'm not
We
going
don't
to before it falls.
we don't
down.
need Space Monkey content on this. It's
No,
fine.
no, I think we're good with there. But
Yeah.
I like them.
yeah, there you go.
Okay.
We love
All
Space
right.
Monkey.
Old school. Where can everyone find you?
Probably if you just go at Eddie Old School, and you'll probably find me on Instagram, Twitter, which I never use, and Jim.
Every
Connolly,
wrestler ever.
CONNOLLY on Facebook.
I'm
You're
so
the best.
happy I found out that you had a backstory to your wrestling name.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
You have-
There's
have
always
more-
there's always a nugget.
You have
Okay.
more character.
give you a
than
nugget.
Some of the wrestlers.
That's all we ask.
That's all you ask from you is a nugget.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you
All
see
right,
Keegan
Rex,
Michael
play
Key
the
on
music.
Saturday Night Live? Did you see Keegan Michael Key? I know you like Key and
Michael
Peele.
Keaton, no.
No, Keegan Michael Key.
I haven't watched
Oh.
Saturday Night Live since Dan Chevy Chase. So
Ah.
Oh,
No, I
wow.
know you like Key, you and me always talk about Key and Peele, so I didn't know.
oh, it's a great show. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he was-
saw he was on. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
So
There were some good ones.
I got on demand. I'll just ask him.
Yeah.
All right, folks. That's Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, old school.
No worries. That was fun. It's always fun and too fast. It goes too quickly.
Super.
True. I wonder if I should try restarting my computer or something. Old school. What should I do?
Yeah. Move.
Oh,
Sorry.
you liked Goddard's when you were here.
I love Goddard. It's a beautiful city, town, whatever.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever.